Alright, g'day, hi and welcome. Okay, I'm going to swap out guitars here. Now, if you think I do a different guitar in each video just to show off because I'm that shallow of a person, if you think that, if that's what you truly believe, is that a bird outside? Anyway, yeah, so what I was saying in the last video is when you set up your guitar, how it can save your hands from like horrible things like carpal tunnel, tendonitis, all that stuff. Years ago, okay, we'll go back to the heyday of the speed guitar player, which would be in the 1980s. Now, there's guitar players nowadays that play even faster. There's people playing like 310 beats per minute. I think 346 is the record. Like, that's an unbelievable speed. That's an unbelievable. How it's done, I don't know. Like, you have to be practically superhuman to play that fast. I like give you an idea. Okay, this is about 140 beats per minute. Okay, now shredding that is, getting all the notes. It's hard. So see if I can do it. So I'm missing notes there, but if I practice that, I could probably. But that's probably maybe taking it up to 180. That. But no stress on my hand whatsoever. Where years ago people used to play like this, and you see their fingers fall, and that starts to burn your hand right here. Right? If you ever get any burning sensations in your hands, I find the only guitar that kind of hurts my hands is my 8-string, just because like the extra resistance to the heavier strings. That's it. But even at that, I can play with like the technique I've been using. Brent. He doesn't even know how to say his name. That Austrian guy. I used to play like this, right? The flying pinky thing. I started doing that, and it's just a matter of kind of manipulating the pick where you want. Yeah, and it's just like, it seems like you can just shred and shred and shred, and it almost like my elbow's not doing all the work, my wrist's not doing the work. It's just really just doing that, right? And it's not even like, I don't have a death grip on the pick either. It's very well supported by my hand, right? So that's the technique that helps me out there. And then, of course, that shape with your hands. No stress. I could do legatos all day. And it doesn't, remember you use it like that, you see that. Yeah, and it's like, yeah, you don't have to do that. Like, just having your fingers in the right spot, your technique makes a big difference. But that only works if your setup is like a guitar. Like this guitar is so, I've set this thing up so perfectly. It is still the reigning champion for the best playing guitar I've ever owned. Now, there's a couple of caveats here. Number one, 24 3/4 scale. Sleeve getting in the way there, but 24 3/4 scale, you don't have to do a lot of work. You can pretty much lazy your fingers on even the most extreme of chords, And that's I call the Andy Summers chord, the Every Breath You Take chord. Very tough chord to do on long scale guitars because you're like stretched out. So the scale helps me out, right? Makes life easier. Oh, but on a short scale you can't shred. Okay, I'm not the best shredder in the world. That's not bad. That's shredding. Yeah, this whole, you need 25 and a half to shred. No, the scale lengths make more of a difference, I think, for tone and twanginess and stuff like that. Or if you want just a more beefier low end on your guitar, like the 26 and a half scale, trust me, don't worry about low end. you know, but other than that, like the 24 and 3/4 scale is probably the easiest scale length you could play, right? Because it's the shortest. Now, add on setup on top of that, where your action is as low as you can get it without buzzing, and your string tension is perfectly intonated so that you have as even tension from string to string, so that your low E and your high E require very even pressure. When you have one string that's a little bit out in your tension, one string you have to press really hard. Next string you press it too hard and you'll pull it out of tune. But when they're all even, it's like, look, the thumb's not even holding it. So F. That's nice and easy to play. That's no stress on my hands. So nice and easy, right? Because it's well set up. Low action as I can get it without buzzing. And all guitars buzz. Even a Gibson will buzz, yeah. Easy to play. Easy to play. No stress on my hands because the guitar's perfectly intonated. The bridge tension is perfect. It's not so high that I'm forcing my fingers to push down the strings. It's not so low that it's buzzing. The strings tension is not so low it's buzzing. And I'm using 10s, guys. I'm not using 9s here. A poorly set up guitar with 9-gauge strings on it, which are lighter than 10s, not by much, but lighter than 10s, is going to hurt your hands more than a guitar with 11-gauge strings perfectly intonated. You know what I mean? Like when I play play this guitar, I play my Holcomb 7-string. Like it's the same thing. So everybody always has the problem with the F chord, right? That low F, especially beginner guitar players. Why? Because the guitar they're playing, whether it's an acoustic or an electric, okay, is basically not set up right and is probably too high a tension for them to, it's hurting their hands. Which means if their hands start getting a burning feeling, you're doing damage to your hands. 8 string, guys. F sharp, G, right? Now I haven't set up this guitar yet, but it's already set up pretty good. Now this guitar is buzzy because the tension, it's a critique of the 8 string, unfortunately. Without a fan fret, you really can't get the right tensions on the F sharp and the B. So there's almost a little bit too much tension on my E and the B down here, and my F sharp and B up here are not quite enough. But I can still live with it, so I can still do my... And I don't feel like I'm really stressing a lot, but when I go to do a string bend, and these are 10s to 74s or whatever, but it's the 74 gauge string. Nothing to play it. You know what I mean? Like there's no... Anyway, yeah, not the best shred, but you get the idea. But again, the tension on this guitar is really good. An even better guitar with, again, long scale, harder to play, slightly harder to play. You got to work a little harder because it's 26 and a half, not 25 and a half or 24 and 3/4. But you got to try something here. No stress on my hands whatsoever. Oh, yeah, it's a 7 string, I forgot. I normally play that on the six string, but you get the idea there. Nice and easy, no tension on, so technique, but setup of the guitar. If the guitar is not set up properly, you will damage your hands. So whatever you play a chord like this, oh, it should not hurt your hands. But you'll only get that if your string tension is even and your intonation. Usually that's what intonates your guitar, is the even tension, right? When you have uneven tension, one string has too much tension on it, you have to press too hard to get the note. And if the next string doesn't have enough tension on it, you're pressing too hard and you're pushing the note out of tune. So when they're all even, that's basically what you're doing, is you're setting the string length so that everything plays as evenly as possible to get the even tension across, so that when you do chords, you can play like that and it sounds nice and smooth, because you're not always trying to adjust for uneven tension. So set your guitars up, guys. If you can't do it, take it to a good luthier. They'll do it. It will make not only the world a difference, but if you like playing guitar and you really love it, it'll make guitar playing easier, because you got a better setup guitar. The second is even if you like to play guitar with a guitar that's not set up and the action's too high and all